It's not just an ordinary Tuesday. Welcome to Terrier Tuesdays, the show where you can get to know some of Boston University's best and brightest student athletes.
Welcome to another episode of Terrier Tuesdays. My name is Scott Ellis, and I'm joined by Boston University softball junior Emily Gant. First, Emily, how's the new semester treating you?
It's good. It's really cold, so we've been practicing inside, but it's great to be with the team, and we're really excited to get back out there soon.
Yeah, and just to follow up that, the team has announced the conference schedule and non-conference schedule is still being finalized, but can you just talk more about the team and how excited y'all are to get on the field?
Yeah, we're definitely really excited. It's obviously been like a year since we played a game. Freshmen lost their senior high school season, and we obviously had our season canceled. So it's been a tough year, but we worked really hard in the fall, and we're working really hard right now. So we're super excited to get back out there.
Right, and you mentioned last season kind of be halted, and it was while y'all were in California during the annual spring break trip. And as a result, it's been nearly 2 years since y'all had a home game. But the one good thing is that last home game was a Patriot League title win over Lehigh. I mean, what memories do you have from that game?
Yeah, well, I think we can all say that it was a pretty crazy game. I know all of our hearts were pounding the whole time. It was really back and forth, but when we came out on top in the end, it was like the best feeling. It's like indescribable. And also the realization that like after we won that, oh my God, we're going to a regional. It was great. So
yeah, and in that game you went 3 for 3, had 2 RBIs, and you pitched the last 3 1/3 innings, getting the win. Now I want to ask you more about that, having to play in the outfield and batting and pitching. Can you talk more about how that came about? In softball, you certainly see people specialized in one position, and for yourself, you're doing several different things. How did that decision come about for you in your softball career, and what positions do you enjoy most?
yeah, I think I've always been primarily a pitcher, but once I started getting a little older, I also experimented in the outfield and stuff like that. And then coming in here, it kind of just happened. I'd practice pitching, and then I'd also go in the outfield, and I've always also hit. So just having a combination of things is really nice, especially when, sometimes no matter how hard you work, part of your game may not always be there. So it's good to have something to fall back on. But I'd probably choose pitching. Yeah, pitching is definitely my favorite.
Do you feel pressure though or how do you find time in the day to work on every skill set?
Yeah, it can be difficult sometimes, especially when we only have limited time at TTC. So sometimes I can only get a pitching workout in and maybe some hitting, and sometimes I can do outfield and hitting, but I think we do a really good job of balancing that. So it's not as challenging, I think, as
Right.
it may seem.
And you were named to the 2021 preseason All Patriot League team. And beyond helping the team win another conference title, what goals have you set for yourself this year?
I think really just focusing on getting better every day and helping my team any way that I can, whether, like it's pitching, hitting, or in the outfield. And also personally, I know, I think everyone can agree that softball is a game of failure. You're going to fail. And I think I need to work on kind of remaining resilient and confident. So that's probably just like a personal goal of mine. In situations of failure, I just need to get back up and keep going.
Right. And going to the team, I mean, how nice is it to have everyone back basically from last year?
It's really great. I know like the summer felt so long without them, especially because it was like a spring and summer without them. So it's just great. It feels like a family, and we're all really happy to be together and practicing.
And then can you talk too about having the freshmen? How has that transition been, implementing them into the team?
Yeah, so it's like they're not even freshmen, and I feel like that's how it was when I was a freshman too. There's like no really like separate class. We're all just a family. We're all there together, and I think that they're integrating themselves well. I know it's obviously a really tough year for them being a freshman and having classes pretty much online and just being in the middle of a pandemic, but I think they're doing a really good job, and they're going to contribute a lot to the team.
Right. And off the field, you've been really excelling in the classroom. You earned a 4.0 GPA this past fall. And I want to ask, what made you become interested in health sciences? And do you have an ultimate dream job yet? Or are you still kind of figuring that part of it out?
Yeah, I've always kind of just had an interest in like the health field and helping people. And stuff like that. And I've been juggling ideas for years, do I want to be a doctor, PA, PT, whatever, but I think I've decided I want to do nursing school and become a nurse. So.
Okay. What made you become interested in nursing?
Honestly, it's like kind of tough. I don't know. I think it's a great job. I know that the demand is really high, especially in a time like this. And yeah, I just.
No, totally understand. My father's a doctor, and I have cousins who are nurses. And then beyond getting the 4.0, this past fall, you were inducted into the Sargent College Honor Society. Can you talk more about that and what that meant for you?
Yeah, it was really cool, to finally see, or not finally see, but to have my hard work and like academics kind of pay off and like get this really nice recognition, and also to be a part of a larger group and know or have like this group that also works really hard at their academics, just to be part of something really cool.
Right. And then finally, combining softball and academics, and you've obviously been excelling in both. Can you talk about how you've been able to balance both of those and still do really well in both areas?
Yeah, it can be really difficult. I think anyone who plays a sport in college knows that. There are times when you have to stay up really late and get no sleep, but in the end, I think the feeling after, knowing that you did well is worth it. So.
Right. Well, thank you very much for joining me, Emily, and good luck when the season gets underway.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Terrier Tuesdays. Give us a follow on our social media accounts at BU Athletics on Twitter and Instagram for more content.